I'm at the moment not in Marrakesh. I am in this beautiful riad in the middle of the Medina of Fez. And I was walking yesterday night because it was really dark, to the hammam, to the spa, a local one, a beautiful experience. But thinking, walking on the streets at night in the Medina is an old town of Fez. It dates back to 12th century AD. It's one of the most beautiful and beautifully preserved medieval towns in the north of Africa, the biggest one still alive, protected under the UNESCO World Heritage List. So, walking in the Medina is a very special experience. It reminds me of Venice. Funny, totally no connection with Venice, but the way that Venice was built is actually in the same style and way as of being a labyrinth for the protection from the armies or invaders into the town. And what those medieval towns here have in common, both of them, is the myriads of details, the beautiful details. And I believe that people who are detail oriented, the people who love to observe and who love to take time to walk around and explore will absolutely not be disappointed in the Medina of Fez, neither in Venice. Because, last night I was walking, there was a man accompanying me because I still get lost in the Medina. Even after 60 tours I've done to Morocco, I know the most touristic part of Medina. Put me there, I know my way. But if you take me any other street, could be just a few streets away from the normal route, I will absolutely get lost. So I had this man escorting me, helping me around, navigating the Medina. And his task was to take me from my riad in a very, very densely populated part of the Medina for a walk for about 10 minutes to reach the local hammam, the spa. And he was very attentive, a very nice man, an elderly man, had troubles walking a bit, so I followed him quietly. We started off in French, then my French isn't good, and we switched on to the Arabic, which is even worse. And the conversation died out. So, in a good way, I was able to, really experience the quiet and the sounds of the evening Medina in dark. There are there are streets in the Medina that are not lit by the lamps at night. They are completely dark. So nowadays we've got phones, right? So we can just use the torch of the phone. But still, at certain points we were just walking in silence and it would be totally dark. And then you would see these people coming out of darkness towards you and you only see them in the last half a meter or so because it's so dark. You almost bump into them and you would go with your normal Assalamu alaikum, which is a nice greeting on the street. And people are so friendly. It sounds scary, but the experience, even without the full moon, I can just imagine how it would have been with the full moon, is so fantastic. It's like being in a town which is 900, 800 years old. And those people, passing by would have easily been people from that time. Most of the Moroccans still wear these outfits, the same one as I'm wearing today. They're called a jalaba. So when you meet them at night on the street, they look totally the same as they probably would have looked like 800 years ago. And then the sounds, there are parts of the Medina which are completely quiet and dark, and you've no idea whether there's anyone there or just yourself. And no feeling of fear. It's not dangerous at all. It's not dangerous. Everyone knows everybody here. The only danger is that you get lost, but as they say in Venice, you can't really get lost. You're just losing time. And time you have when you're here. You just take the time. For the Medina, it takes your time. It just takes your time and you give it gladly because it's so full of experiences. So you walk there and at certain points of the Medina you reach a street which is quite noisy. You can hear the dishes being washed, you can smell the dinner being cooked, you can hear the children playing, you can hear murmuring of the ladies probably gossiping behind the door. You can you see a tea place with gentlemen sitting there and having their tea and watching football usually. So the Medina is it's so alive. It is so alive. It comes quiet after 10 p.m., but it's like entering a beehive. Certain sections more, other less, loud and lively and vivid, but still it is a very, very intense experience for all senses. You're smelling, you're hearing, you're touching, you're seeing. You are just, I am mesmerized by this town, really. I mean, there is no such experience as the Medina in Fez, and I strongly suggest you to find a riad if you're here and just stay in the riad. Don't try to just resist the temptation of going in a five-star hotel outside of the Medina, which is much more convenient, of course, clear, obvious streets lined out. The new town, Medina, is like France, no problems navigating around. But when you stay in the Medina, you are immersed in your own riad, which is a whole experience on its own, and you're immersed into the culture. You know, you're just here. You open the window and you see the lady washing her clothes, the laundry on the terrace of the next building. You open the window and you're hearing people talking on the street as they pass by. You're laying in bed with open windows and you're listening to life, the real life. It's not a tourist life, you know, it's the real Moroccan fussy life, with music, with trouble, with fighting sometimes, with gentle voices. In the riads, there's a non-written law that we speak very quietly in the courtyard, so not to disturb anyone. So let me know if you ever stayed in a riad. Let me know if you experienced the Medina like this. Did you have another experience? Was it nice? Was it frightening? Was it maybe confusing? I'm sure it was confusing, at least at one point. But yeah, if you ever come to Fez, or Morocco, or Fez, just don't miss this experience. Maybe at night, maybe during the day. Try to stay here at least one night in a riad in the Medina of Fez. Welcome. On our tours in Morocco, we stay here for 2 or 3 nights in the Medina of Fez, together with all its inhabitants and many small secret hidden places which we visit. We even have a workshop or two. We meet the locals. We go to the places where tourists go as well, because they're usually beautiful and you really want to see those parts, like the University of Karawin, the Medersa Atarin, the Souk Nejarin. But we also stop and just listen, and we just experience this amazing environment of wonders, of magic, of secrets, of charms, and of spoiling our soul and body with things we can never imagine any other place in the world. Do check our programs. I really think you will love them. If you like beauty, if you like art, if you like crafts, if you like good food, if you like a spa day, if you like to talk about real things in life and meaningful relationships, that's what we do on our tours. We discuss, we get to know each other, we get to know the culture in depth. We as well, at one point in a tour, each of us get to know ourselves a bit better, bring home new experiences that maybe not only enrich our lives at home, but maybe contribute to us changing a bit to become more open and more aware of the world around us. Hope to see you on one of our tours.